What's up, y'all? It's Kelly West. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're feeling this shit. So, I was going down my timeline and I seen this article about a stepfather unaliving his 15-year-old stepson. And I had to look and see exactly what's going on. So I did a little bit of research, and I'm going to read the article, and I'm going to point out a couple of things that's very, very important, okay? Now, it says, stepfather indicted for choking teen stepson to death, released by Bronx judge. A stepfather with strangled a stepfather charged with strangling his 15-year-old son to death earlier this year was freed without bail by a notoriously lenient Bronx judge on Wednesday.
What kind of shit is that?
Despite a request by prosecutors that he be reprimanded or remanded, actually. Now, it says Tyrese Minter, 28, was indicted for criminal negligent homicide and manslaughter last week for allegedly fatally choking his teen stepson, Cordy Scott, inside their Winchester Square apartment on January 23rd, the Bronx District Attorney's Office announced. Now it says Minter was arraigned on Wednesday at the Bronx Criminal Court before Judge Nady Semaj, who ordered he be released on his own recognizance, even though the DA's office asked that he remains locked up ahead of his trial. Now it says the stepdad, who was on parole after being released from prison a month earlier, allegedly put his stepson in a chokehold during an argument in their home, cutting off the teen's oxygen supply, according to the DA's office. Now it says Minter then allegedly wrapped his legs around Scott and held him until he lost consciousness. This is the teen that passed away at the scene.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
It remains unclear what the two were arguing over, since the stepfather didn't call 911 until about 20 minutes after Scott lost consciousness, said the prosecutor said. Now it says Minter initially claimed that Scott came home from school. He was agitated and started screaming, police sources said at the time. Now at this point, Minter claims the teen tried to attack him with a weapon, prompting him to wrestle his stepson to the ground, according to sources. Now it says the boy had issues at school and was bullied, the source says.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
Oh, the sources say. Now Minter was on parole for an assault that landed him in prison for 3 years. At the State Department of Corrections records show, he was released this past December. So now, of course, it says the state DOC did not immediately return a request or comment from the Post. That says Minter is scheduled to return to court on June 20th. Now, of course, they're going to talk about, oh, mind you, it's a Democratic judge. I guess he's violent. Well, we're not even going to get into that right now.
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
There's one important thing I want to discuss, because we're not going to discuss, court law and all that stuff. Basically, what we're going to discuss is the mother choosing this stepfather to be the man in the house.
Nasty bitch.
So, I mean, not to indict him, because I, to be honest with you, this story is developing. So before I throw Mr. Mentor under the bus, even though it doesn't sound good, and at this point, we're just gonna just talk about the facts here, okay? We're gonna keep this is facts over feelings. Now, I'm reading another New York Post that this article came out maybe 4 hours before the first article I just read. It says, mom of strangled teen. Of course, mom of strangled teen, Cordy Scott, rails against Bronx judge who cut the you-know-what loose. Now, it says the heartbroken mother, a 15-year-old boy, allegedly choked to you-know-what by his stepdad, rallied against the notoriously lenient Bronx judge who cut the accused you-know-what loose. Now, calling the shocking move heartbreaking. Now, here it says Karen told, her name is Karen Glenn. Karen Glenn told the Post she couldn't even watch on Wednesday when soft on crime Bronx criminal court judge Nita Samaj released maniac stepdad Tyrese Mentor without bail in the Stepson court's Scott's slaying. Now, my question is that he is such a maniac, why did you marry him?
What kind of shit is that?
That's the major question. Maybe he is a maniac, but why did you marry a maniac? Why did you have a maniac around your 15-year-old son?
You said it's all bullshit. All of it.
Now, I'm going to read the next statement, and this next statement is just the most important part. And it says, I couldn't believe what the judge was saying. Glenn, 35,
What?
said Thursday. I got so upset, I walked out of the courtroom. They weren't even finished. I saw where they were going. So, we're going to stop right there. Most important thing, because everything else is just a dog and pony show, and I'm just going to keep it real, and just we ain't going to go into all that nonsense here. Bottom line is, Glenn, this Glenn lady, she's 35. So let's do some simp math real quick. If she is 35 and the stepfather was 28, that is a 7-year difference. So you're telling me that this woman at age 35, the best dude that she could find was a man who was younger than her?
Emotional damage.
That says a lot about Miss Glenn, I must say. And my other question is if this kid has a bully or behavioral problems at school, what does his father have to say?
Fuck them kids.
Oh, let me guess. He probably alienated him from his father. Because if he had a father, maybe that could have been someone to help him with his behavior problem and or any bully issue that he has at school.
And you know this, man?
Now, of course, he could have been even in the possession of his father instead of being with a stepfather who may or may not have taken out your son. Maybe out of malice, maybe not. Because at this point, if he had behavioral issues, I'm not saying that he was a bad kid. We do not want to villainize the victim. But like I said, this is a developing case. We really don't know why this judge decided to be so lenient. Maybe there's some extenuating circumstances. Maybe there was a weapon recovered at the scene. We don't know. But at the end of the day, we're going to find out sooner or later. But all that is done, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not the judge, but one thing, there's a lot of questions to ask. When you notice that in life, when there are mistakes or people have bad situations happen in their life, usually is a combination of piling of situations that's bad mistake after bad mistake after a little mistake after a little mistake. Those mistakes eventually add up. She obviously doesn't have this child's father in her life to the point that, and she obviously hit the wall to the point that she had to go and marry a guy who's 7 years her junior.
Oh, no. I do something.
And it was ironic is that I like to tie in to the next little situation. Now, a lot of women in the community want to be mad at Marcus Houston for being with a younger woman. Yet, when women are at that age, they're not making the right decision and dating, men, righteous men who want to marry them. They're dating men who just want to use them for satisfaction, and then they just expect that guy to just somehow turn around and be a good guy and just be a father to their child. Unfortunately, that's not how it works.
Nope.
The way families are made are with a mother and a father who are committed to raising that child. If anything, the commitment to raising a child is more important than anything that comes in their life. Unfortunately, a lot of women and a lot of men as well do not understand this.
He ain't lying.
People could be mad at the stepfather, but at the same time, we don't know. Maybe he was defending himself. I don't know if he had to do point to actually check him out. I don't know how long that actually takes, but I don't know. For him to do that, if he was that violent, why didn't something kind of happen before? Maybe this could be a extenuating circumstances why he's under house arrest. He's not like he's just literally free to just go around and roam and just have his freedom. He's still technically on house arrest until June, until his trial. So maybe there's extenuating circumstances. There's things that the mother is not conveying or saying, and that's troublesome as well. That's very troublesome.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Continue from the same article, because the mom is upset that the stepfather is not getting, he didn't get bail. He just got let out on his own recognizance on. And matter of fact, that's right. He's not on house arrest. He was released on his own recognizance. So basically, technically, in essence, he is a free man. So I guess we need to see how this case develops, because if he's technically free and he supposedly unalived the stepson, maybe it was self-defense. We don't know.
Damn.
The mom continued to question the judge's decision as the judge came under attack by critics for being too soft on crime. No bail? I didn't know why the judge released him, she said.
Bullshit.
It was unfortunate to sit there and see and watch them let him go. Someone who was supposed to protect my son.
Who?
And my son wound up dying in his care. It's disheartening that they just let him walk away. See, they're not telling you, she's not saying everything. And another thing is too, as far as the only person who's supposed to protect your son is you. And if you're unable to protect your son, his father, you cannot go and get a man 7 years younger than you, or even a man 7 years older than you, and expect him to be a father to your son. That is the importance of making sure you're married and have a connection and a relationship with the father. That way you don't have to deal with this sad situation here.
He ain't lying.
Well, we all do know that, he already got in some trouble before, but Trust me, there's a lot of people walking around here who got assault charges. So, yeah, we're not gonna even get to that. But at the end of the day, women, make better choices. But if not, fellas, just watch out. Because see, that just goes another dangerous dealing with stepmothers, because you never know what type of issues that their child may be having. I mean, yeah, you might see a picture of a kid in a high school gown and all that, but trust me, there's a lot of people who just in nefarious things, and they have high school gown pictures as well. So don't let the pictures fool you. And I guess the truth tell what they say, time tells all, and we will find out.
You sell